Every main sim racing title out there today all have their own positives and negatives. rFactor 2 is no exception to that statement. It's safe to say that this game is a little rough around the edges. At first glance, it doesn't appear to have that many tracks or cars. Graphics look a little strange and dated when comparing it to other sim racing titles. Sound is lacking a little bit. The UI the game uses is absolutely horrible. With all that taken into consideration, there's a couple really important things that rFactor 2 does tremendously well. Force feedback is top-notch, easily the best out of all the other titles on the market, and I would argue the same can be said for the physics. The other thing that it does way better than all the other titles on the market is how the AI behave. It has by far the best AI. If you're an offline racer, this game is right up your alley. You're going to have quality AI to race against where they're aggressive in realistic manners. They're not going to just like, they're not just a train. They're not on a line like you see in so many other sim racing titles. They're not way too timid like sometimes you see in other titles as well. They just feel good. You can kind of tweak them to your liking, but overall they're the best by far. Now let's visit the beginning of the review and talk about how there are many things that could be done to improve the negatives that I listed. When it comes to tracks and cars, there are plenty of free options out there for you between the Steam Workshop and a Google search. A lot of this content that's being offered out there for free is super high quality. The AI behaves well on those tracks, and maybe I'll start recommending, custom tracks and cars and stuff like that, but there's plenty to choose from. If you can't find what you're looking for, or if you're looking for something in particular, just Google it. You will find it somewhere. I can pretty much guarantee you that. Now that we've talked about some of the free cars and tracks in terms of mods that are available, there are also multiple tracks and tons of car packs on the actual official rFactor 2 store. Now, I was a little upset that I had to buy rFactor 2 content from their store. I thought maybe some of that stuff should have been included in their updates, but that being said, after reluctantly purchasing a few of them, I was totally sold right away, and I purchased the rest of them shortly after. I think they are definitely worth the money. You can wait till they're on sale, but I would definitely recommend getting them because they feel awesome. It adds a lot more content to the game, and that's really what this game needs. So between the free content, the Steam Workshop, and the rFactor 2 store, and you could even go to like the United Race Design website, almost positive that's what it's called, UnitedRacingDesign.net. You can buy content for rFactor 2 there. I believe they offer content for Assetto and a couple other games as well, but that stuff's really good. But I would kind of maybe do that last, not that I'm taking away from what they have to offer, but buy the official rFactor 2 store content first. Utilize as many free mods as you can, and if you've really just played a ton of the game, maybe buy the ERD content, which I will link below, because they do make some pretty good stuff. Now, in terms of graphics, at max settings with the right preset for reshade applied, which I do have a video of, if you guys want to check that out, I'll put that in the link below as well. You can get the game to look pretty good, borderline great under the right circumstances and the right weather conditions. I won't say it's the prettiest game in the market, but when you do things like add reshade, you max it out, and you play with some of the settings, the game ends up looking pretty good. And the way that it feels and the way that the AI behave, it's so immersive that the graphics, even if you couldn't make the graphics look any better, I would still be able to recommend this game overall. So at the end of the day, basically the things that I mentioned it does well, the game just does really, really well. I remember a Reddit quote I read a while back that I had to kind of dig to find again that perfectly sums up this game. And it goes like this. It's from the username Bernie Sander on Reddit. And he says, rFactor 2 is the Linux of sim racing games. It will come ugly. Default graphics are downright laughable and bare-boned, but the driving is fantastic and there are hundreds of fantastic mods that you can find. Overall, I completely recommend rFactor 2 at its current price point.
I like it a lot.
It's a fantastic experience, and I would say that it's worth every penny. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that you found this review useful. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, comment. And if you disagree with me on anything, feel free to leave a comment below. So, all right, guys, I'll see you on the next video.